Welcome, dear listeners, to another spine-chilling episode of the Creepy and Paranormal Podcast. I am your host Shane Campbell, and in today's episode we embark on a journey into the mysterious depths of a place that harbors secrets darker than the shadows that dance upon its waters. A place where legends intertwine with reality. Join me as we unravel the enigma that shrouds the eerie waters and explore the haunting tales that echo through the ages. This is Demons of the Lake. Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Homeground Coffee as well as Invoice Cloud. Please feel free to give them a shout after watching and listening to today's episode. In the heart of Rustenburg, South Africa, lies a serene and picturesque lake known as Bospoort Dam. Nestled on the outskirts of the city, it serves as an idyllic escape for nature enthusiasts, adventure seekers, and those yearning for a respite from the hustle and bustle of urban life. Little did the unsuspecting visitors know that within the tranquil waters and the shadows of the surrounding forests, an ancient and malevolent force lay dormant, waiting to unleash its dark power upon the souls of the unsuspecting. The local folklore whispered tales of a mysterious witch, a malevolent entity that had been said to haunt the depths of Bospoort Dam for centuries. Generations of Rustenburg residents had grown up with cautionary stories passed down from elders who, in turn, had inherited them from their forebears. Skeptics dismissed these tales as mere superstitions, attributing them to the vivid imagination of storytellers seeking to entertain or scare their audience. However, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the tranquil waters of Bospoort Dam reflected the fading hues of daylight, a different narrative began to unfold. The stories, dismissed as old wives' tales, took on a chilling reality that no one could have anticipated. The setting sun painted the sky with shades of crimson and gold, casting an earthly glow over the placid lake. A group of teenagers, filled with the invincible spirit of youth, gathered on the shores of Bospoort Dam. Eager to escape the monotony of their daily lives, they had chosen the serene local for a weekend of camping, fishing, and forging memories that would last a lifetime. Little did they know that their carefree excursion would plunge them into the heart of a supernatural mystery, shattering their preconceived notions and challenging the very fabric of their beliefs. The protagonists of our tale, a diverse group of friends, embodied the spirit of adventure that fueled their generation. Each carried their unique set of dreams, aspirations, and fears into the wilderness, unaware that the ancient forces lurking beneath the surface cared little for their individual stories. The lake, veiled in otherworldly silence, watched as the teenagers set up camp, their laughter and excitement echoing through the stillness of the night. As the flickering campfire cast dancing shadows on their faces, the group exchanged stories of local legends, folklore, and the supernatural. The conversation inevitably turned to the notorious tales of the Bospoort Witch, an elusive figure said to possess the power to manipulate minds, control spirits, and unleash chaos upon those who dared to trespass into her domain. Some laughed off the stories as mere campfire tales, dismissing the existence of such supernatural entities. Others, however, felt as uneasy chill crawl up their spines, as if the very air around them carried the weight of an unseen presence. Unknown to the group, the night held secrets that would unfold in ways they could never have imagined. The lake, bathed in the moonlight, seemed to come alive with an ancient energy. Unbeknownst to the teenagers, an unseen force slithered through the darkness, weaving a web of malevolence that would entangle their fates and challenge the boundaries between reality and the supernatural. As the clock ticked away into the early hours, an eerie silence descended upon the campsite. The crackling of the campfire faded, and the once lively banter gave way to unsettling stillness. Unseen by the human eye, the ancient witch of Bospoort Dam, a spectral force that had witnessed centuries pass in solitude, began to stir. Her influence crept through the cool night air, enveloping the campsite like an invisible shroud. The first sign of the witch's presence manifested subtly: a soft rustle in the leaves, an unexplained chill in the air, and an inexplicable sense of unease that settled over the camp. The teenagers, initially dismissing these occurrences as products of an overactive imagination, soon found themselves caught in the grip of an otherworldly force that defied rational explanation. As the night unfolded, the group's camaraderie gave way to discord, and friendly banter morphed into heated arguments. Whispers of paranoia and distrust echoed through the darkness. As the ancient witch manipulated the very fabric of their thoughts, it was as if an unseen hand reached into the depths of their minds, extracting fears and insecurities that lay dormant beneath the surface. The once clear waters of Bospoort Dam mirrored the internal turmoil of the teenagers. Distorted reflections danced upon the lake's surface, mirroring the distorted reality that now gripped their minds. Each member of the group, in the clutches of the unseen witch, became a pawn in a supernatural game, their actions driven by forces beyond their comprehension. As the night wore on, the campsite transformed into a battleground of spiritual forces. Shadows cast by the moonlight twisted and contorted, creating grotesque figures that seemed to dance to the tune of an ancient ritual. Unseen hands reached out from the darkness, pulling the teenagers deeper into the clutches of the Bospoort witch. The very air resonated with a malevolent energy, and the boundary between the corporeal and the ethereal blurred. In the heart of the supernatural maelstrom, the protagonists struggled to maintain their sanity. Friendships fractured, alliances formed and crumbled, and the once clear line between reality and illusion dissolved into an indistinct haze. The ancient witch, fueled by the chaos she had orchestrated, reveled in the power she wielded over the unsuspecting souls drawn into her web. As dawn approached, the campsite stood in stark contrast to the idyllic haven the group had envisioned. Tents lay in disarray, the remnants of a nightmarish ordeal that defied explanation. The once unbreakable bonds of friendship now hung by a thread, as the supernatural forces that had gripped the teenagers' minds released their hold, leaving behind a trail of confusion and emotional scars. The tale of the demons of the lake had only just begun. The ancient witch, having tasted the potency of her influence, retreated into the shadows, awaiting the next group of unsuspecting souls who would venture into the mystical embrace of Bospoort Dam. The lake, forever changed by the events of that fateful night, held its secrets close, as the whispers of folklore transformed into a chilling reality that would resonate through the ages. In the wake of the supernatural chaos that had unfolded at Bospoort Dam, the teenagers who survived carried with them a burden of memories that defied explanation. The events of that night would haunt their dreams, serving as a constant reminder of the unseen forces that lurk beyond the veil of reality. Little did they know that the demons of the lake had left an indelible mark on their souls, and the ripple effects of that night would extend far beyond the shores of Bospoort Dam, echoing through time and space. As the sun bathed the landscape in the warm glow of morning, Bospoort Dam stood silent, its waters reflecting the serenity that belied the supernatural turmoil that had unfolded beneath its surface. The demons of the lake, having tasted the essence of human vulnerability, awaited the next chapter in the eternal dance with destiny. The ancient witch, a spectral guardian of the unseen realms, lingered in the shadows, her influence transcending the boundaries of time and space. In the heart of Rustenburg, South Africa, the legend of Bospoort Dam would endure, whispered from one generation to the next, as a cautionary tale of the unseen forces that lurked in the shadows. The demons of the lake, having revealed themselves to only a select few, remained an enigma, their true nature and purpose shrouded in the midst of the supernatural. And so, the saga of Bospoort Dam continued, a tale of mystery, fear, and the enduring power of ancient forces that defied the boundaries between the known and the unknowable. Weeks had passed since the harrowing events at the dam. The surviving members of the ill-fated camping trip struggled to reintegrate into their normal lives, haunted by the memories of that night. The demons of the lake had left an indelible mark on their souls, and the once unbreakable bonds of friendship had become strained under the weight of shared trauma. In the quietude of Rustenburg, the town buzzed with whispers and speculations about the mysterious occurrences at the dam. Local news outlets reported the unexplained disappearance of a few individuals who had ventured into the area, fueling the town's collective unease. The legend of the dam, which had transcended folklore, becoming a tangible presence that cast a shadow over the community. Amongst the rumors and hushed conversations, a paranormal investigator named Dr. Isabel Marais arrived in Rustenburg. Driven by a lifelong fascination with the supernatural, she had caught wind of the unsettling events at Bospoort Dam and felt an irresistible pull to investigate. Armed with a keen intellect, an array of specialized equipment, and an open mind, Dr. Marais delved into the mysteries that clothed the lake. Her journey led her to the survivors of the fateful night. Intrigued by their first-hand accounts, she sought to place together the fragments of the supernatural puzzle that had manifested at the dam. As Dr. Marais delved into the stories of the survivors, a pattern emerged, a pattern that hinted at malevolent force with a dark agenda. The survivors, initially hesitant to revisit the horrors of that night, found solace in Dr. Marais' empathetic approach. Together, they recounted the details of the supernatural ordeal, sharing the depths of their trauma in the hopes that someone could shed light on the inexplicable events that had transpired. As the investigator listened to their accounts, she discerned a common thread: the ancient witch's ability to exploit the fears and insecurities of her victims. Dr. Murray hypothesized that the malevolent force dwelling at Bospoort Dam thrived in the emotional turmoil it sowed among the unsuspecting. The lake, she believed, acted as a conduit, channeling the supernatural energy that fueled the ancient witch's influence. Driven by her determination to unravel the mysteries of the dam, Dr. Murray set out to conduct a comprehensive investigation. Equipped with cutting-edge technology designed to detect paranormal activity, she ventured to the very heart of the supernatural hotspot. The town watched with a mix of trepidation and anticipation as the investigator delved into the unknown, her every move scrutinized by those who had felt the presence of the demons of the lake. As Dr. Murray explored the shores of Bospoort Dam, she sensed a palpable energy in the air, a force that seemed to pulse with the heartbeat of the ancient witch. The investigator meticulously documented fluctuations in electromagnetic fields, temperature anomalies, and unexplained phenomena that defied the laws of nature. Each piece of evidence, no matter how seemingly insignificant, brought her one step closer to understanding the enigma that gripped Rustenburg. In her quest for answers, Dr. Murray unearthed forgotten tales from the town's history. Long-buried accounts spoke of an ancient coven that had once thrived in the vicinity, practitioners of dark magic who worshipped the very forces that now manifested at Bospoort Dam. The coven's rituals, shrouded in secrecy, had left an indelible mark on the land, an imprint that resonated through the ages. As the investigator delved deeper into the lore surrounding the lake, she discovered a prophecy that hinted at the resurgence of the ancient witch. The prophecy spoke of a time when the veil between the spiritual and material realms would thin, allowing the malevolent force to awaken from its slumber and wreak havoc upon the unsuspecting. Dr. Murray, now armed with the knowledge of the coven's history and the prophecy that loomed over Bospoort Dam, realized the urgency of her mission. The demons of the lake, once confined to the shadows, threatened to break free and unleash chaos upon Rustenburg and beyond. The investigator understood that she stood at the nexus of a supernatural crossroad, where the fate of the town hung in the balance. Undeterred by the escalating tension and the growing unease in Rustenburg, Dr. Murray embarked on a quest to uncover the secrets of the coven's rituals. Guided by ancient texts and mystical symbols etched into the very fabric of the town's history, she sought to decipher the incantations that bound the ancient witch to the dam. As the investigator delved into the arcane knowledge hidden within the town's archives, she discovered a series of rituals that could potentially sever the ties between the malevolent force and the lake. Armed with this newfound understanding, Dr. Murray gathered the survivors of the camping trip, forming an unlikely alliance against the supernatural adversary that lurked in the shadows. The group, now united by a common purpose, set out to perform the ancient rituals that would confront the demons of the lake head-on. Armed with talismans, incantations, and an unyielding resolve, they ventured into the heart of the dam, prepared to face the unseen forces that had terrorized their lives. The air around the lake crackled with energy as the group initiated the rituals that would either banish the ancient witch or succumb to the very darkness they sought to dispel. Symbols drawn in the sand, incantations spoken with unwavering determination, the survivors and Dr. Murray stood at the epicenter of a supernatural battle that transcended the boundaries of the known and the unknowable. As the rituals unfolded, the very fabric of reality seemed to warp and twist. Shadows danced with newfound intensity, and the air echoed with the whispers of ancient incantations. The survivors, guided by the investigators' expertise, tapped into the reservoir of collective strength that they had emerged from their shared trauma. Their unity became a beacon that pierced through the supernatural darkness, challenging the ancient witch's dominion over Bospoort Dam. In a climatic crescendo, the ritual reached its zenith. The lake's surface rippled with an otherworldly energy, and an unearthly howl echoed through the night. The demons of the lake, faced with the combined strength of the survivors and the investigator, recoiled as the mystical forces clashed in a battle that transcended the corporeal and the ethereal. The survivors, their bodies channeling the ancient rituals, felt the weight of the supernatural forces lift from their shoulders. The malevolent energy that had gripped Bospoort Dam began to dissipate, like a dissipating storm, leaving behind a calm that had long eluded the tranquil lake. As dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, the survivors and Dr. Murray stood on the shores of Bospoort Dam, witnesses to the aftermath of their supernatural confrontation. The lake, now devoid of the dark forces that had plagued it for centuries, reflected the serenity that had once defined its very existence. The town of Rustenburg, shrouded in uncertainty for weeks, awoke to a new reality. The demons of the lake, vanquished by the collective strength of those who had faced their malevolence, became the stuff of legends, a cautionary tale passed down through generations. Dr. Murray, having unraveled the mysteries that plagued the town, bid farewell to Rustenburg, her mission accomplished, but her mind forever marked by the paranormal journey she had undertaken. The survivors, having emerged from the crucible of supernatural turmoil, returned to their lives forever changed. The bond forged in the crucible of the Bospoort Dam ordeal became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of the unknown. The tale of the demons of the lake, once a chilling reality, transformed into a narrative of triumph over the supernatural, a story that would endure as a testament to the enduring power of unity and resilience in the face of ancient malevolence. And so, the once quiet town of Rustenburg resumed its normalcy, the waters of Bospoort Dam reflecting the sunlight as if the events of that fateful night were but a distant dream. However, the survivors carried within them the scars of an otherworldly encounter that defied explanation, a reminder that the veil between the seen and the unseen was thin, and the supernatural forces that lay dormant could awaken at any moment, casting shadows upon the realm of the living. In the aftermath of the Bospoort Dam incident, the local authorities found themselves grappling with a narrative that defied conventional explanation. Rustenburg, a town steeped in tradition and rationality, now faced a challenge that transcended the bounds of ordinary law enforcement. As whispers of the supernatural events reached the ears of the police, the need for an official inquiry became unavoidable. Detective Samuel van der Merwe, a seasoned investigator with a reputation for unraveling even the most perplexing cases, found himself assigned to the Bospoort Dam investigation. Known for his non-nonsense approach and a penchant for skepticism, Detective van der Merwe approached the case with determination to debunk the paranormal claims and expose the truth hidden behind the layers of folklore. Armed with a notepad, a pen, and an air of skepticism, Detective Van der Merwe interviewed the survivors of the camping trip. Each testimony presented a narrative that pushed the boundaries of believability. Tales of unseen forces, ancient rituals, and an otherworldly battle left the detective questioning the sanity of those who recounted the events. As he meticulously transcribed the accounts, Detective Van der Merwe sought rational explanations for each seemingly supernatural occurrence. The sudden tension among the group, the distorted reflections on the lake, and the chilling atmosphere that enveloped the campsite. Every detail scrutinized in an attempt to dismantle the narrative of the demons of the lake. The detective delved into the physical evidence left in the wake of Bospoort Dam incident. Tents, marked by the passage of an otherworldly presence, were meticulously examined. Forensic experts scoured the campsite for any signs of tampering or human interference that could account for the bizarre occurrences. Yet, the evidence proved elusive, leaving the investigators with more questions than answers. In an attempt to explain the psychological aspects of the ordeal, Detective Van der Merwe consulted with mental health professionals. Could the survivors have experienced a collective delusion, a shared hallucination brought on by external factors? The psychologists, however, struggled to provide a satisfactory explanation. The survivors displayed no signs of mental illness, and their recollections remained consistent despite the psychological trauma that they had endured. As the detective dug deeper into the history of Rustenburg, he discovered the town's reluctance to acknowledge the supernatural. Folklore, dismissed as fanciful tales, had always been relegated to the realm of entertainment rather than a serious consideration. The very fabric of Rustenburg's identity resisted the intrusion of the paranormal into the mundane. Undeterred by the town's prevailing skepticism, Detective Van der Merwe turned his attention to Dr. Isabella Marais, the paranormal investigator who had played a pivotal role in unraveling the mysteries of the dam. The detective sought to scrutinize her methodology, questioning the scientific validity of her findings. However, Dr. Marais, armed with a wealth of evidence and unyielding belief in the supernatural, proved a formidable adversary. The official police report, meant to debunk the claims of the demons of the lake, instead became a testament to the inexplicable nature of the events. Detective Van der Merwe, despite his skepticism, found himself grappling with the unexplained. The survivors' testimonies, coupled with the lack of conventional explanations, left the investigation in a state of ambiguity. In the final pages of the report, Detective Van der Merwe reluctantly acknowledged the limitations of earthly logic when confronted with forces that transcended the natural order. He concluded that while the official record might remain skeptical, the truth of Bospoort Dam lay beyond the realm of conventional understanding. Rustenburg, torn between the rational and the paranormal, faced a dilemma that challenged its very foundations. The police report, an official document, sought to dismantle the supernatural narrative, inadvertently became a testament to the unknown. The demons of the lake, elusive and enigmatic, continued to cast their shadows over the town, defying the boundaries of reason and leaving Rustenburg forever changed by the haunting mysteries that lurk beneath the surface of Bospoort Dam.